I'm Elaine.
And I'm Rachel.
And welcome to
Legs Out.
And away we go. This is the podcast where we tell you about Formula One our way. The races, the cars, the drivers. We are obsessed.
And here's the way you should be too.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Elaine.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Are you alive today?
I am holding on.
Me and George Russell have a lot in common this weekend because he said, I'm really looking forward to a lie down. I'm looking forward to a rest. And when I watched him on Sunday, I was like, yeah, you and me both, George. I feel that. It's time to go to sleep.
George sounded like Darth Vader in free practice.
He did. That poor man was so unwell.
Yeah.
And the fact that, spoiler alert, he finished P2 in the race this weekend is, number one, a huge testament to the fact that despite the fact that we think he's the lizard from Monsters, Inc., he actually is an incredibly talented race car driver. And then secondarily, the fact that there was chaos in the normal running order this weekend. But first, why are we so tired?
Yes, we performed this weekend, and this is a doubleheader for us because we have the same show that we performed this past weekend again next weekend, and it's a metal ballet, heavy metal dancing.
I'm literally yelling on stage. It's so fun.
Yeah.
My voice is wrecked.
We're screaming, we're jumping, we're turning. Rachel's on point. I do a whole bunch of forward and backward rolls. It's something.
Pretty gnarly.
We're dancing to Tool. We're dancing to Korn. Yeah, all of your favorites. There in one show. Hence also why I'm wearing a black choker, which is...
Show off your nails, too.
yeah. Which is...
nails.
Wait, how do we do it? I did it so many times that now my fingers can't function. I tried to give someone the peace sign and I flicked them off earlier. So fingers need a rest.
That is such a discombobulation of messages. Peace. Actually, F you.
It was great. Yeah. So how are you doing?
Well, I have had the little lie down that I needed, and so I'm feeling a little rejuvenated.
Our brains need another little lie down.
Yes, and especially, so show weekend is always a big thing for us, but this is an especially big one. And then also race weekend. We were so excited that they fell on the same weekend. Baku was crazy. So I feel like my brain is full of choreography, steps, artistry, emotion, also 6 red flags.
Yeah. So just making the quick comparison, the mental fortitude for these performances, both as a race car driver, as a dancer, we've talked about this before, the mental performance has to be on. You don't get another shot. You go out and you do it. And if it doesn't happen, you don't get to be like, yeah, let me do that again. It's not quali. That's our dress rehearsal. It's showtime, go time.
I was thinking about the drivers a lot this weekend, as I have for probably the last year or so, as we have started to dive a little bit more into the mental health, into the mental fortitude that this demands on the podcast. I've been kind of thinking about how that applies to my own performance mentality. And I sometimes can be a little unsettled about what the energy is backstage, or if something happened right before we go on stage. Sometimes I let that settle in me as I go on stage, or if the very first step doesn't go as perfectly as I have performed it in rehearsal, I'm like, well, I'm off tonight. And it's been a lifelong thing for me to be like, okay, how can I reset? How can I say, okay, that part didn't go well, but I'm about to reemerge on stage and let this be a new chapter. And so I have been thinking about Oscar Piastri. That was a terrible thing to take with me into the weekend, this weekend. So thankfully it was not Piastri who was on the brain, because he had so many mistakes this week. This week was not Piastri's weekend at all, but thankfully it was our weekend.
Yeah.
You and I did some really cool things on stage.
The robot was off for Piastri. Yeah, I mean, but I agree with that, and we've talked about that with Lando Norris. It seems like he has spoken a lot about not getting in your head. Once you make a few mistakes, it's easy to not let that compile. And for the dancer as well, it's you really have to be able to compartmentalize and put it away. And everyone feels differently about shows sometimes. The first show we had on Thursday night was really rough for me. Friday night was a wild one. It was results. We were still trying to put it together. And then Saturday was up and down for me. So, here and there. But we get to do it again, luckily. The drivers don't get to do it again next weekend. No. We have a break. But Baku was enough. Let's chat about what happened in Azerbaijan.
Well, we'll give a few words to practice because it was so chaotic. Normally we don't mention practice because it's important rehearsal time for them, as we mentioned last week. But it is not always the most exciting viewing that you'll ever see. But people were crashing.
I mean, it just seemed like everything was higher augmentation than normal. Every time you put your tires on the white line, Behrman said the white lines are ice.
Yeah.
It's just everything is high drama.
Well, and Baku is one of those interesting circuits that it's either the most boring race you've ever seen or it's an absolute banger. There is really no in between for them.
Yeah.
The very first race, I think it was 2016 for Azerbaijan, was nothing. Like, it's a good thing they didn't kick it off the calendar because it was apparently so boring. Didn't watch it. I haven't gone back to watch that one because why would I? But thankfully, this circuit has delivered a lot more chaos in the subsequent seasons, including this weekend. Not so much the race, but qualifying.
Yes.
We had six red flags. That is the most in a qualifying F1 session in history.
Yeah.
Six.
Count 'em.
Well, and we actually have witnessed the second highest, which is Sao Paulo. Last year, this was like the beginning of our social media journey for Legs Out and Away We Go. And we did a really fun video where we were the red and yellow flags.
Fantastic. We should bring that back. We should definitely bring that back.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like I said, that was kind of early and we're trying to like find our brand and who we are. And I was like, this is it.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Maybe we can do a follow-up to that next week.
That'd be fun.
So, if you are interested in which flags belonged to whom, to whom they belonged, here's where we have it. Flag 1, Alex Albon.
Yeah.
Q1.
It was so early in the session, too.
It was like right away.
And the Williams looked good. They looked good. And half of them continued to be extraordinary.
One looked good.
My Williams heart is singing and also... Alex.
What the fuck was going on with Alex this weekend?
Well, other than this mistake, he was really, really good. But it was this one incredibly defining mistake. And I think that we could copy paste that comment to so many other drivers because qualifying, as we've discussed this season, is absolutely paramount for your race result. That's kind of a Will Buxton thing to say is, where you start the race, it really impacts where you're going to end the race. But since overtaking is so hard, that's been a really key thing this season. Baku was even more important because we had a really mixed up grid and quali. And then the race, for the most part, ended up with that really mixed grid. And so those who made torrentially bad mistakes, many in owing responsibility to the wind, that ruined their weekend for them. There really was no coming back. And I think that was the case for Alex.
Yeah. I also didn't understand his strategy during the race. I'm not going to lie. We can put a pin in this for when we get to the race.
A lot of times. That's true.
It was strange.
Well, he did drive into Franco Colapinto.
Also thank you. So for me, Alex, what the fuck? What's going on, boy?
As you know, I often forget about Franco, so I forgot about him driving into the side of Franco Colapinto.
Pinto boy, he's still here. He's got some bad luck this year.
Flavio Briatore did come out this weekend and say that he still needs a few more races to decide, which I was like, okay,
oh my
whatever.
God.
But it's apparently Franco and Paul Aaron, who's one of their reserve drivers right now.
Also, let's get into this very quickly because I want to talk about Flavio Briatore. Flag 2.
I'm going to get our little bleep words ready, expletives. Are you ready?
Boop, boop. Flag 2 was Nico Hulkenberg, and you wrote lock up turn 4 weird nose.
I think
just
the
so
cars
true.
Make me laugh so much when their front wing is gone because it's just like a little nubby nose on the end of the chassis. And these cars are so sleek. They're so powerful. Usually it's like, oh, what a gorgeous car. And then you take off the front wing and they look so awkward.
It's so weird. Also, like, they can still drive.
Yeah.
So he reversed and then kept going, but then it like pans over and literally the nose front wing of the car is like laying there, and you're like, what?
It's this time, and it's the times that they have to drive really slowly and clunkily over the grass that they just make me think of alligators. They look like
You kind of look like
like clumsy little alligators, and I just love to see the heights of the Formula One car reduced down to a full awkwardness.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cute. All right, so here's where we mentioned Flavio. Flag 3. So this is at the very end of Q1. We're still in Q1.
We're still in Q1. This was a 2-hour session. It was so long.
People were joking that this was going to be longer than the race, and I think it was.
I didn't clock it, but you were probably right.
Yeah, I
because
didn't either.
qualifying is usually about an hour, and it was 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And the race.
Elevator music.
Yeah.
Okay, so we figured it out. The total race time, Verstappen crossed the line, spoiler alert, he wins, was an hour, 33 minutes, 26 seconds. So less time than qualifying.
Crazy.
Interesting.
Crazy. Franco's crash was very baffling to me. And really, that is my word of the weekend. The whole weekend was baffling. But Pierre had locked up and gone off a little exit route there at the end of Q1. And then Franco, I think, probably caught a tailwind and also was distracted by Pierre and also was distracted by the corner. And then he just like freaked out and he just crashed into the thing and his car popped up. It caught a little air.
Yeah.
It was a weird one.
It was weird. And I will say, when we think of Baku, I normally think of people not having the control. And then there's a lot of places for you. If you think you're going to crash, you can just pull in to the little, what are they called?
Escape routes, exit roads.
They have little turn off exit roads so that if the cars have too much speed and they think they might crash, they just like pull in there and then they can do a donut and get back out, which is what Pierre Gasly did. And so immediately the yellow flag goes up. And so we think it's because Pierre is stuck on track. And then 2 seconds later, Franco's in the wall, like clattering.
Yeah. And then it was such a weird one. Thankfully, he's okay. There was really no even discussion of, does he need to get in the medical car? It was just a weird little crash. But sadly, that did kind of end the Alpine chance.
Yeah.
If there ever was a chance for them in Baku, because while the other cars are definitely slowing their development here at the end of this regulation set, the Alpines seem to have just stalled completely.
Yes.
So that's it for them.
It was
We don't really see
surprising.
anything else from them ever again.
It was surprising. And then the camera pans into the Alpine garage, and Flavio Briatore, I've never seen him look so like kind and senile.
Oh, really?
Like it was just, he was like, oh, what? My boys. Oh,
See, I read this completely differently. I thought he was like,
that's what
where is my money going?
No, that's what I expected this was PR. This is pure psychopath PR, because he was like, oh no, I'm just a cute little old man.
I've never been in jail for anything. I've never escaped the law.
Embezzle money?
Never.
I'm
Not
not
me.
a horrible person.
No, look at my fluffy little hair.
Piper, no. Pierre, what? My poor pinto bean.
How has he gotten southern all of a sudden? Now we have Flavio Briatore saying, bless your heart.
White Lotus F1 crossover right here. Oh my God, I would love to do that drama series.
Let's do that.
Mike, wait, can we talk? Can you call me? Call me. I got you, baby. Call me. Okay. All right. Moving on. Q2. I just got so excited. Moving on to Q2 flag 4.
Ollie Behrman, who last year scored points as a super sub for Kevin Magnussen in the Haas when Kevin Magnussen acquired so many penalty points that they had to sit him out for a weekend. And now Oliver Behrman is here in Formula One with a real seat, and he's almost at risk of having too many penalty points. Is the seat cursed? I don't know. But Ollie looked really good in practice, looked really good in qualifying until he brushes the teeniest little brush of the concrete. And I have a big question here. Why is there any concrete? Why is there not Tech Pro everywhere? And who I was watching the race with was like, well, you got to protect the castle, the historic buildings. And I was like, no, this is a life. These are lives. Why is there concrete? I know that there's concrete at other circuits, but when you have these teeny tiny, very narrow street circuits, I don't understand why there's concrete anywhere.
This should be a tech corner or like a whole separate issue, but this was a big button for me too. I've never thought so much about barriers in a race. Why? Agreed. Why are some of them this Tech Pro squishy mat and then some concrete? No idea. And some of them got away with it because you did a little bounce. If it was the soft squishy kind, the back wheel just sort of brushed it and went boop, and then you just keep going. If you hit the concrete like Ollie did, guess what? Baby bump equals your suspension is broken.
Yeah, and he was out. It was the softest little brush. We saw so many other people kind of like fishtail take their rear wheel into that Tech Pro and do that little baby bounce. And when it is concrete,
it's less forgiving.
Yeah, exactly. So sad day for Ollie. Actually, Esteban was also a sad day because he was technically DQ'd from qualifying.
Why was he DQ'd?
Well, I should have looked more into this because I love tech moments, but it was an issue with the technical testing. His car was not in line with one of those technical regulations that they have. And unfortunately, that is all the information I have for you today.
We should ask Ross.
Yes.
Our good friend of the pod. He actually just started his own podcast. We've mentioned it. Garage One is fantastic. Go check that out if you are interested. And he was a track marshal and now does a whole bunch of cool stuff for Formula One, for the FIA. So anyway, we're going to ask him and we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
But moving on, we're not done because we're only on flag 4. Take a sip.
5 and 6 are real bad. Real bad. Charles Leclerc, who I had pipped for pole.
This is Q3 now, by the way.
We're in Q3. Everyone's on the edge.
We're like, oh, this is great. Okay, everything's calm. I was watching with Jeff, my partner. Jeff was like, oh, I accidentally spoiled it for myself. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, just wait.
I'm sure it's a Lando Norris pole. It's nothing, right?
Yeah. Just wait.
Well, Charles goes under the wall because the rain has started to come down, and it's not even that much rain, but it just apparently made the track conditions like a little greasy, as they say, which sounds like bad conditions to be driving a really, really, really fast car through the narrowest corner on the F1 calendar. So he runs into the wall, into the Tech Pro, but so hard that the front wing collapses and he's done. And then also Oscar Piastri bends it into the wall. Wow.
Those are our last 2 flags. And I will say, when he said just wait and then Charles crashed, I was like,
oh, so that's it, right?
Yeah, but like, because like, you know, that's nothing new.
Elaine!
Really? Not that I was expecting it, but I was like, oh no, okay.
Charles is a driver of extremes, I feel like, at Baku. It's either the scintillating pole or, you know, just heroics.
Yeah.
Or he's in the wall.
Yeah.
There's really no in between from him.
And he's still an excellent driver.
Yeah. And I will take absolutely no words in opposition to that.
Okay.
But then
when Oscar Piastri has his little, hang on, I wrote Piastri in wall straight front.
Straight front.
Straight front.
I like Catrium.
That's literally how it looked. It just, right in the front of it. And it wasn't a super hard one, but it was enough that it took him out.
Yeah. So at the end of all of these things where we've got a little rain and Carlos Sainz has put in what is actually a very good lap. Not a, oh, that's a really good lap for the beginning of Q3, but everyone's going to absolutely tumble that time. No, Carlos Sainz has put in a great lap.
Yep.
We then go red flag. The rain starts to come down even harder. Carlos Sainz is in the garage with all the other drivers. And this man, who has rather large eyeballs anyway, has his eyes so wide. And of course, the TV team keeps panning to him. And his helmet, his visor's up, and it's just his eyes. They don't get wider. They don't get smaller. They just stay
the same.
The owl size of Carlos Sainz.
Did you hear what his radio said, too?
No.
He said, should we be doing a rain dance right now?
Oh.
Which reminded me so much of when Kevin Magnussen got his first pole position because the session was rained out.
Yep.
And it made me so happy. And in fact, they didn't get rained out. They got to go around for one more lap. And everyone waits for bated breath. Max Verstappen clinches P1.
Let me tell you, Elaine, I have come around a little bit on Max this season.
Oh, what?
But
Wait.
I have. Well, and also I have always had a lot of respect for him. I use that word a lot when I
Yes.
talk about Max. Do I like him as a driver? Not always, but I almost always respect him, except for when he's gone fully in the gray. But I have a tremendous amount of respect for him, even during the season where he just couldn't stop winning and everyone was bored. I was like, guys, we're going to look back on this season and point to this as an incredibly historic thing to have witnessed. And so I was enjoying the fact that I was just watching some greatness unfold.
Which is contrary to when I saw we showed up on Saturday to dance, and Rachel's like, "I'm not very happy.
This is the
not
point.
very happy.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
very happy with your man here."
Max, you have 67 wins. You have so many poles. I don't know. Could you not just let Carlos Sainz have pole position in a Williams? Just take a damn day off, sir. Like, get out of here.
That
So,
man
I was
wakes up
annoyed.
and he pees greatness at first thing in the morning.
with.
Yep, it just comes out of him. He can't turn it off, Rachel.
I wish he had. But Carlos Sainz remains in P2. And guess who is in P3? Liam freaking Lawson.
What? Yeah, here's someone who I have come around this season. I can't believe I'm saying this. Something happened to him when they moved him down to the second.
Humbled.
Yeah. Oh, that's the right word. He was humbled. He had a big bowl of humble Cheerios, and it fucking worked. And I really like watching him now.
Yeah.
Good for him. Let's fucking go. What a great starting line.
It was really exciting. And then you have Oscar Piastri is obviously out. Lando Norris does not put in a good lap when it really, really counted there in Q3. And so he starts the race in, correct me if I'm wrong, P7.
Yes.
P7. And coming into this weekend, all anyone could talk about is the points that the McLarens would need to score in order to win the team championship, the Constructors' Championship this weekend. And everyone was like, well, there's been only other one race this weekend where they didn't score that amount of points over Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes. And so they're going to win it. And if they don't this weekend, it'll just be in Singapore. And then the race fell apart for McLaren.
Yeah.
Absolutely fell apart.
Yeah. I mean, unreal. I will say, we mentioned it briefly, but before we get into the race results and talk more about what happened in the race, the tailwinds and the sun were the villains of this race.
We talked about Land of Fire for Azerbaijan. Apparently, Baku also has a name. It's the City of Winds. And boy, was that in play.
Didn't know
on
that.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't know either. I don't remember. Maybe that's just not made itself such a pivotal point of the weekend in other Baku weekends we've watched. But I don't think I've been that aware of the wind.
Also, I think maybe these are just monikers that are being made up as we...
Next year, maybe it'll be the...
Canada is the land of the gophers. I mean, fabled.
The fabled land of the Gophers. Hamilton, enter at your own risk. I'm sorry, that was
R.I.P. Gopher! You will be missed and forever remembered.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone was talking about the tailwinds, but one of Stroll's radios, he was so offended by the wind. He's like, this is unbelievable. What is going on?
It was like a little bit, what was the skit in SNL where it's I think it's literally called The Californians. Lance Stroll sounded like he adopted the Californians accent because he said, I can't even do it. Imagine like a Valley girl saying unbelievable. And
Yes.
that was Lance Stroll talking about the tailwinds.
Like, how dare they?
Yeah.
How dare they, those winds, come up my tail?
Dad, why didn't you pay for the winds to
Yeah.
get out of here this weekend?
Dad, why didn't you put up more wind barriers and more squishy stuff on the side? It's really hard out there, okay? Just letting you know.
Where did he finish in the race?
P17.
P17. Okay. Good. So, podium, do you want to tell us who won
Anyway.
the race?
Yes.
Elaine?
Let's bring it out. Do. Max Verstappen. Do. That's it. And P2, you have Russell. And P3,
It's Carlos Sainz. He did it. This is the first Williams podium in so many years. And of course, Carlos Sainz's first podium with Williams. He said that this is perhaps the sweetest of his entire career, despite the fact that he has had podiums with McLaren and with Ferrari, like what lauded incredible brands and teams to have podiums with. He said this was the sweetest. And I am so excited for him. James Vowles wrote like soliloquies talking about him. Alex Albon jumped out of the car and was behind James Vowles in Parc Ferme to receive Carlos Sainz as that man sprinted to his team in Parc Ferme. Just, it was so sweet.
yeah, and that wasn't, I don't think that's the coolest thing I've ever seen, but can I give, after all of that shit I talked about Alex Albon, can I give him major kudos? You don't always see the teammate who's not on the podium run up and be so excited and back your other teammate who is
Right.
on the podium.
Right.
Alex Albon was like nowhere.
He
nowhere.
could have been pouting that he was not the one because he's been at Williams like plug-in, just putting away the work for several years.
And he's been spicy this year. This year is his spicy year, which I'm here for. Always and obviously. But yeah, him showing up and showing out for Sainz win was really nice.
Yeah,
really
it's
sweet.
really clear that they are all in on the Williams dream of getting back to race winning and podium normal weekends. And you can really see that that is a unified team. And as a Williams fan, I'm just so excited.
That's right.
And we can really say all thank yous to the sweet little girl who asked Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon to name her unicorn sticker. And then that sticker went on the back of Carlos Sainz's helmet.
Oh my
And
gosh.
obviously that was the winning lucky charm.
I mean, if you haven't seen this video, please look this up on the internet. The little girl goes, what should I name my unicorn? Sparkles or Sprinkles? And can you put it on your helmet? And then you see a video of her watching, and she's just so excited.
Like vibrating with
she's
excitement.
like,
she's so precious.
and she's hyperventilating. Put the.
I mean, I would have been too.
I mean, but he also, he didn't answer the question, which irritated me.
I don't think the unicorn still has a name.
I
think they have kept a poll going on the Williams racing stories and
the
posts.
name is Sparkles or Sprinkles.
Yeah.
That's just the name.
That's the full legal name of the unicorn, Sparkles or Sprinkles.
And so-
Dash is included.
Dash. And you see in the cool down room, Verstappen leans over and goes, "Oh, did you get a new mascot?" And he's showing off the unicorn sticker. I mean,
It's pretty freaking cute. I mean, I love to
crush.
see top level sport and also adorableness just
Yeah.
go hand in hand.
yeah. Queen. Queen. Also, wait, can we give honorable mentions to P4 through 6?
Absolutely.
Kimi Antonelli.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that wine starting to decant.
He's aging, y'all. It's worth it.
I love that Alex Jacques always says, the Italian teenager. The Italian teenager pits.
is.
The Italian teenager gets his elbows out. The Italian teenager is ailing. Like, whatever it is, it's the Italian
Ailing.
teenager.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's true. It's a factual statement.
And I think everything at Mercedes went right this weekend, as right as it could have gone.
Yes,
to me.
and I feel like Mercedes did the thing that we talk about a lot, which is you have to be in position to pick up the pieces.
Yep.
McLaren dropped the ball so thoroughly, and therefore Mercedes and Max, and also Yuki, they were there to be the incumbents, basically. Ferrari, once again, dropped the ball. I was really thinking this could be a weekend that they could be the people to both challenge the McLarens, and then if the McLarens did have the weekend that they did have, they could be the ones to win it.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, Lawson also. So Lawson ended up in P5. He did a great job during the race of holding everyone up.
Yes,
I
there
was
was a
so
time
happy.
in the second stint where he had Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, and Lewis Hamilton all behind him.
Yes.
Can you think of more intimidating? Well, add Max Verstappen to that train, and then you just, and Fernando. Okay, it was a really tough thing to have behind him. There
Yeah.
could be more challenging people, but He held his own.
Yes.
And he did it calmly. And I want to give him giant kudos for not taking out Carlos Sainz at turn 1. I thought we were just going to basically have a lap 1 Monaco 2024. That's what I was expecting, is a Kevin Magnussen crash such that no one can get through that corner.
Yeah.
And then that's how I was hoping that the Ferraris actually would win the race on Sunday. That's fine if they're in 9 and 10. There's going to be a crash in the front. We're really learning how my delusion works.
There's always 2029, Rachel.
Dang it. Lawson.
Okay.
He gets his kudos. And then
Yuki in P6.
Oh, we're so proud of him.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Yuki. There's nothing wrong with that second Red Bull seat. Sign Yuki up right now. Do not move. I repeat, do not move Hadjar up from Racing Bulls v Carbonara up to that second Red Bull seat. Go all in. I am putting all of my chips in the table. I don't even care what hand anyone else has in this poker game. All in on Yuki.
Yeah.
All in. Fuck any of you who try to fight me on this. I'm so insistent about this.
It's not me today because I think, well, I would like more from Yuki. I want more weekends like this more consistently. I do think that is the correct goal for Red Bull going forward, is to keep the consistency going into 2026. And also, I think it would be really detrimental to Arvid Lindblad's career to move him up into the V-Carb seat, because a lot of what could be in play is you move Isaac up into the Red Bull and you leave maybe Lawson there. You maybe bring Yuki back down, or you put Arvid Lindblad up from F2 and put him into the junior Red Bull. I think that's bad for everyone, basically. I think it's too soon for Arvid. I think Yuki is starting to show that he can give the proper feedback in order to keep him in that car for 2026. Lawson is just starting to get his feet underneath him. And Isaac, don't ruin his career. We're showing that he could be like a big name going forward. Like, not just a good Grand Prix driver, but someone of real consequence. And so I think throwing him into the fire too soon is just bad for everyone.
Agreed. I am so excited that we actually have Laurent Marquez, my mangy stray dog, to be here to actually lead the team. It seems like all of a sudden there's this breath of like, okay, like, let's just actually see what's going on.
Yeah.
Let's not make 5,000 rash decisions. Let's put Helmut Marko in a sweet little hotel room with a nice TV, maybe some chocolate. Just hang out.
Yeah.
Let's all take a breath and take stock of what's happening.
Right.
Because that's what we need.
Well, and I know that much of the recent success we can't completely say was all Laura Marquez, because of course Christian Horner was putting plans into blah, blah, blah. His influence can go past just when he got kicked out the door, which, by the way, he actually is officially no longer a Red Bull employee.
Good.
He, of course, was bumped out of his team principal role in July, I think. But they were still keeping him in employment for a little while. But it's official. He's gone. Anyway, some of that, it's like when you get a new team principal and they all of a sudden turn it around, you're like, wow, the new guy's fantastic. Yes, but the fact that Laurent is making these really measured decisions, I just can't say enough good things about that.
Yes. Kudos, Laurent. We love you.
Yes. What we don't love is Oscar Piastri getting anti-stall on the starting grid, and then also causing Alonso to react and also get a false start. And then lap 1, Piastri, who's now in the very back because everyone drove right past him on lap 1. He is in the dirty air. There's wind. He hits some paint. I don't know. Basically, he actually makes a very bad error. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
And all the humanness that we've been saying we don't see him display came to roost this weekend. It was a pretty mistake-ridden weekend for him.
Yeah. I didn't see any like emotion. I didn't watch his interviews after, but I might shock you. I was disappointed.
Okay.
I was disappointed for him.
Yeah.
Did I find it interesting? Yes. And I'm going to kind of contradict myself, but I'm really done with talking about the team orders that happened last time, because for me, like I said, this slate is clean. They both made very egregious errors in team switching orders. And now we don't have to do it ever again. It's done. So I was sad for Oscar Piastri. Yeah. I really am trying to approach him with a clean slate, honestly.
I appreciate that because he is so good. And to see maybe, I don't know if this was pressure. I don't know if it was just a real off weekend. And to your point about seeing his face, we didn't see any like big emotions on his face, but the fact that after so many super, super clean, like absolutely above cracking pressure, he just seemed to have just had an off one. And I am really disappointed. I'm coming down hard on him because I'm trying to show that I can come down hard on him.
Yeah.
But I am obviously devastated. But I am coming out of the weekend not with like terror in my heart because Lando, unfortunately, was not really able to make that many forays in the championship points deficit. He only comes out of this weekend adding 6 points on that, what was I think 31 points coming into this weekend. They're now 25 points, which is exactly a race win apart in the championship.
And because Norris ended up in P7, so he didn't do very well, I really do think this has to do with the fact that the McLarens were not on par in this track. Like Baku is just not their track for this car.
Yes, this was another, as we mentioned last week, low downforce track. So that's a lot of the reason why you saw Max do really well again. Singapore, where we go next, high downforce. You don't have a lot of slow corners again, and you will need maximum downforce on your car.
Yeah.
So TBD whether we see the Red Bull continue to be really awesome, and if we see McLaren continue to be dampened. Like I feel like last week for Monza rather, I was very insistent that it was the team that messed up. And then this weekend, I think the team continued to mess up as they did with Lando's pit stop.
Yep.
And then the drivers just seem to have caught whatever like bad juju was on the team.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I think they're gonna, well, or do worry. It depends on whether you want the McLaren.
Do you like to worry?
Yeah.
Become a Ferrari fan.
Truly.
Also, we got an icon. Sorry, Rach.
That's fine. Never have truer words been spoken.
We also got an iconic view from Piastri, basically like eating potato chips on the couch by the barrier.
Little chocolate bar.
Was it
Marsha's
chocolate?
thinking chocolate. Yeah.
And he had his feet propped up on the concrete barrier next to the track where the cars were going 200 miles an hour, watching on the phone. Like,
It was not as vogue as Charles Leclerc's depression photo shoot, but it was another just
it was so him.
It was very him, and it is bizarre to see so many shots of that this season. We've gotten some other really amazing drivers out, like Kimi on the yacht in Monaco. Of course, Fernando Alonso in his lawn chair. But I feel like we've
dunes
had
of depression.
we've had more versions of it this season than other seasons. And so that's fun. And something to also say to what this season has had a lot of is those wild podiums.
Yes.
Having Carlos on the podium is not something that was on my bingo card, although JBW720 on Instagram, he called it on one of our Instagram posts like months ago. And so here are your flowers. Well done.
Hey, kudos
Fabulous
to you.
job. He called the Carlos podium. But this isn't, I did not call the Hulk podium. I did not call the Hazard podium. I did not call Williams finally on the podium this year. It has been so many fun like little cameos on the podium this year, and I hope that we get to continue that.
Yeah, what a year. What a time to be alive.
What a time. What a time. Joy,
What a time.
depression, all the things. It's so great.
It's the roller coaster of life.
Yes.
Yeah, especially if this is your first season in Formula One. Hey.
It's been a weird one.
It's been a great one to hop into.
True.
And so while this race had a lot going on, Konami, our friend of the podcast, talks a lot about sometimes she gets a little nap in. After a bunch of stuff happened at the beginning, you could have taken a sweet little nap.
Yeah.
There were some interesting strategy choices.
Yes, there were. This was a big race for strategy and finding your little like traffic window for your pit stop. And it was also really big on setup. Setup was absolutely king. We talked about Max and his low downforce setup. Part of the reason that the McLarens and the Ferraris were not successful is they went for a more balanced car so they could really get after it coming out of the corners. But on these long straights, the DRS did nothing for them basically, which is a lot of the reason we saw Lando just stuck in P7 and able to make no progress. There was tire chat in the cool down room.
I was waiting.
Do you know how excited I was?
No, Rachel, please tell me about high dag.
Well, not high dag this time, but we do have a little hand gesture that we like to do in the middle of rehearsal and confuse everyone. And we shout high dag. It's a lot of fun. You can join us in that. But as compared to Isaac in the cool down room, Carlos, it felt like he was like trying to prove to everyone, remember, I'm here all the time. Don't worry.
I
It's
know what
not
this
been
is.
much this season, but like, let's talk about the car characteristics. Let's talk about the tires. I belong here. And I was like, yes, sir, you freaking do. But
Yeah.
the soft tire made absolutely no appearance in the race.
Yeah.
Because the C6 is your most dead pair of point shoes that you've ever seen. If we're going to compare point shoes and tires.
Yes.
Which, as a dancer, I'm going to. I love both things. Actually, I do love tires more than point shoes. I think I can say that to everyone. Point shoes and I have a love-hate relationship, but...
Yeah. As with every dancer.
If you are still confused about the compounds of the tires, your soft tire is the one that's going to expire the most quickly. That's your photo shoot ready point shoe.
Yes.
These are dead, but they look great. You're going to look so good. You're going to look so fast. Your car's going to go so great. And then it's going to die so fast.
So frequently, if you watch Dancer Core on Instagram, you'll see famous dancers beating the shit out of their point
Yes.
shoes before the show. They're beating them against the wall. They're breaking the shank, which is the hard thing on the back of the shoe.
That helps you stay up on your
Yes.
toes.
So you can get on your toes. But the reason they do that is because they're not going to wear them very long. They're only wearing them for maybe even one, not just even one performance,
maybe one act.
one act. Exactly. One dance. They're going out, they're doing the Sugar Plum Fairy in that one set of point shoes, and then they're throwing them away. Literally. So that's exactly why you see a lot more soft tires, I would think, in qualifying.
Yes, because you want that quick burst. You want that like absolute beautiful aesthetic, and then you're done. You need fast, you need good, and then done.
Are you so proud? Wait, are you proud of me?
Of course, I'm so proud of you. Look at
Tire
you.
chat.
Tire chat. We're doing it in a fun, spicy way.
Yes, I love it.
I'm rehabilitating tire chat for everyone. Your mediums are your like good, reliable shoe.
Yes.
They're not going to get you all the way through the Rose Adagio, but they are going to be great. They're the shoe that I love. I love a good pair of medium shoes. These are your blocks. Your freeds fall strongly into soft tire territory. Your mediums are your reliable. You get good race pace. You could even get some qualifying pace if
Yeah.
you have, if you're Pirelli bringing the C6 to a weekend. You might rely on the mediums. And then your hard tire, that's your Rose Adagio. You're going to be on one foot for 1 million years. And you basically need a little concrete box to secure your ankle and your toes for 1 million years.
Yep.
And you need them to go and go and go and go and last weeks. I mean, depending upon what your repertoire is, but you need them for so long to last for
Yeah.
your feet. And for your race drivers, you need them to last almost the whole race, which
Yeah.
Max could have done this weekend. He could have just completely finished the entire race. And
Oh my God. Yeah, I was like, is he going to pit?
He has to, of course.
yeah.
But he called that, he and the Red Bull team called that so perfectly.
Yes. Chef's kiss. Flawless.
Yeah, they knew they could push it as long as they wanted because he started on the hard tire. And
Yep.
so they waited to see if that safety car was going to come. It did not. And so he was able to just, once he'd pulled a gap, pull in, put on his medium tires, and then sail to that checkered flag.
I did think it was interesting in the cool down room. Max vocalized how happy he was that there wasn't a safety car.
Yes, yes.
When Colapinto and Alex Albon had their little tussle at the end of the grid. Cool down
It
room.
was bizarre to not have a safety car after 6 red flags in
Yes.
qualifying. It was such a much more quiet race session.
Yeah.
But Max got a grand slam. He led all 51 laps of the race. He got pole position. He got fastest lap.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah.
Whatever.
It may have been Carlos Sainz's day, but Max Verstappen, man, it was 67th win. Rather
Yes.
transcendent.
Yes, agreed. And Carlos Sainz was the driver of the day, which he
As he
should
should
have
be.
been. Yes, agreed. However, this the most recent upgrade that Red Bull did, this rear wing upgrade, I mean, they're back on it. I was really convinced that it was a lost cause, and I think Max was too. He was like,
He really
"Wow."
seemed to have been. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but and now seeing that excitement back in his face when he wins the race, like that's
Elaine,
Love it.
do you think he actually has a chance at winning the World Drivers'
Rachel?
Championship in 2025?
Don't ask me that.
I mean, it's starting to look like if McLaren keep dropping balls, keep dropping papayas.
If we're gonna manufacture some drama, let me hop into my fan fiction hat.
Okay, yes, let's go.
And let me write this fan fiction for you. And it would go that a series of unfortunate blunders befall McLaren, and Max Verstappen somehow claws his way tooth and nail, and now he and Piastri and Norris are all like 1 to 2 points away.
Yeah.
All three of them.
That is a Formula One fan's dream.
My heart hurts thinking about it. I think I need to be resuscitated multiple times. Put me near a hospital when I watch that race.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
fun.
worth it though. I mean, we
100%.
can get you the medical care lined up, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Worth it. Agreed.
So now that we've, gotten your first installment of your fan fiction writing that I'm sure will be available on our Instagram anytime soon, you'll fully flesh it out. It'll have lots of great details, lots of drama. Do you want to tell us your favorite radio?
Ooh, I do, and it's a split bill. So first, it was in the post-race interview. George Russell gets a question about...
Poor man.
I was sort of watching, I think everyone was watching closely the relationship between Verstappen and Russell.
Oh, really?
As they
I
were
had
interacting.
completely forgotten because that's fully fallen off my radar. But you're right; they used to have so much beef. They probably still have so much beef.
Yeah, I don't think it's gone.
I think it is dormant.
Yes, agreed. It's like in the freezer.
This is a good reminder. Yeah. Thank you. Wow. How was I not thinking of that?
Well, yeah. So welcome back. Let me remind you, there is major beef. Verstappen and Russell do not like each other because Russell is a tattletale crybaby, and Verstappen's like, "You're a snake. I see you. All right, you purple lizard."
They really view rules with such a fundamental difference.
Yes.
That I think they never could really truly get along.
Ever. All right. So Russell in this post-race interview is asked something about McLaren and the Red Bull. I believe it was like the point deficit. All I know is that George Russell answers the question, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, if Verstappen, Team Verstappen all the way." And he smiles and laughs, and I was like, "Oh,
Was that in jest or seriousness? What do you think?
I think it was in jest, but also it was such a funny way to do it.
Just like a coy little, I know that you guys all know
that I hate this man, but sure, Team Verstappen. Yeah, that was very clever of him. And we know they have so much PR training that it's really hard to get honest answers and to actually pull the snark out of them. So I appreciate any little tidbits I get. Nuggety nuggets. Okay. And then my second favorite radio happened in free practice too. I can't find it exactly, but Colapinto has a near miss with, I believe, Carlos Sainz.
I do remember this one. It was a Williams, and I couldn't see the little T-bar, so I'm not actually sure who it was.
I think it was Carlos Sainz, but Colapinto goes off.
Yeah.
What is this guy doing? Always this guy. The same. Every time he has it out for me, I swear. What the hell?
Mr. Franco Colapinto, go bench yourself.
Oh.
That's what I have to say. I'm not actually that mad. I'm just like, well, why
No,
are you speaking, sir?
I didn't know. So this is like maybe they have had beef on track, which would make sense because Williams has been fighting in the back of the grid several times this year. So maybe they have some tit for tatty going on.
Maybe, or Franco just needs his little radio to pop up so people remember that he's on track. Sorry, that was mean.
I love it. We'll see. More tea to come.
Always.
What was your
Always in
favorite?
this season? My favorite was just a real classy, leave it to me, please. Carlos Sainz says it over the radio as after Williams is talking to him about what they're going to do about the Mercedes. And of course, George Russell did manage to beat Carlos Sainz to P2 with a flawlessly executed pit stop. They did the overcut to perfection. But the fact that Carlos Sainz was able to keep Kimi Antonelli behind him, beautiful. And Carlos Sainz just said, leave it to me, please.
Yep.
That man knows his strategy. That man knows his race. I love him. I'm so excited to see him back where he belongs.
That was, perfection. And I really appreciated he was vocal at the beginning about doing an undercut. He really wanted to do the undercut. And I was really hoping that was going to pan out for him to get a P2. And even if there had been a mess up, I feel like with the Mercedes overcut, I do feel like the Mercedes was faster in that.
They were. I
Mechanically,
mean, it's also, it's always difficult for Mercedes when they have customer teams that are running right next to them. The Williams has a Mercedes engine in it. And so if you're Mercedes, you really should be beating them. You really should also be beating McLaren, who run your engine. But, Mercedes, who knows, 2026 may be their year.
Okay. Well, let's check it. All right. So the next race we have is round 18 in Singapore. Very exciting. We don't have that next weekend, unfortunately.
If you have something you'd like to hear us talk about, you can send us a message on any of those various social media sites or here on Spotify. Our email is in the description as well. So lots of ways to get in touch with us.
Yes. And please rate, review, subscribe whenever you can. We've just added fun video.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let us know if you like seeing our insane facial expressions.
Our random ring lights. Our very gesticular finger combinations.
Yes.
Yeah. Let us know. Hit us up. We love hearing from you guys, even if you don't like what we have to say.
True. We're dancers. We can accept criticism. We don't like it.
There's some feedback we like.
True.
Some we don't, but I will laugh at it.
Yes.
In true fashion. All right. So with that, it's legs out
and away we go.
We'll see you next time.